have some neat oval templates. I want to show you what you can do with them. I find these little ovals really handy in all of my stitching, and you can do a medallion with one very easily. So I want to show you how to use those. I'm just going to start like right here. Okay, and I'll just do a couple little stitches because I won't be able to hold on to that as I start. So I will go around this design. I'm just holding it like this, making sure that my foot is next to it, and I can stop, and you can see my machine is still stitching because I'm in regulated mode. I'm coming around here like that, and I just go past where I started a little bit, like that, and then I can cut that thread like that. In fact, if you really want to do it correctly, you will stop and start each time and make sure your threads are cut like that. And then it probably would be helpful to have a dot in the middle, which I forgot to put on. But oftentimes you're in the middle of a pattern, so you know where the middle is. So, and this time I'm going to start again like on this side here. Bring my thread up. Kind of wavered just a little bit there, but I don't think that will show up in all the designs I'm doing. So you have to hang on to it very carefully. Come back to the place where we started and do some little stitches. And it looks like I missed the beginning just a little bit there, but I got back on my line and I could just unpick the beginning there just a little bit. Okay, now I'm putting it this way. And you can really tell when you have this on because you have lines in here that go across this way. So if you had a few chalk lines, you could really line that up. In fact, if you just had a horizontal and a vertical line and a middle, you could make sure that these were lined up perfectly. Also make sure that your clamps are tight on your quilt when you're going around here, because if this moves with you at all, there we go. Bringing up my threads, and we'll put one more in here, and these should line up right there. So nice that we have a regulated stitch, because when you're using your templates, it makes it so much more convenient if you have to stop and start. And again, just stitch over where I started there. Now we can decorate it. And I think the first thing I'm going to do is do some echoing on the outside of it. There we go. And I'm going to put little teardrops out here as I come around. Teardrop. Teardrop. thread here. And I'm also going to increase my speed a little bit here. And I'm going to echo that one more time. I'm sure yours will be neater because you'll be using two hands. Okay, I like that. Even that has really improved it. And let's put a feather in the inside of that. And we will take our chalk pencil. Now, I just have a little circle here that I'm just going to go around like that. Another little template of mine. And I'll come over to the edge of that circle as I'm doing my feathers. And I'll come back to it's an odd shape on the outside, and I'll make sure that I come right back to it. In other words, it's not square, it's not round, because of the shape of the spirograph. There we go. And then in the middle of these, I have some little shapes in here. And so I could go and do something in those little shapes, which I think would be fun. And one of the things that I think would be a good thing to do would just be pattern meandering. And that's just back and forth like this. And I could just move over and follow that line and go right into the next one. You have to keep them really straight, and you have to keep them perpendicular to the line that you're on. Like, this is my line, so I want to keep them perpendicular to that line because they do have a direction and they need to be straight. And people have generally really good luck with this. You want to try to keep it even, not too big, not too small, and you definitely want to make sure that it is in that direction that it needs to be in. So we'll go all the way around that. My philosophy has and always will be, anytime I don't like something, then I just quilt more. Just find a way to quilt it. So technically, you can quilt out an awfully lot. Let's get that thread out of the way. I like that so far. And of course, you could do something in here. I'm just kind of, these chalk pencils are fabulous because you can just erase like that. And that is just your pastel chalk, and it comes out of everything. I mean, it's just amazing. And you can get those at Linda's Electric Quilters also. And I think we could do one more thing in here. I think if we come through here like this, we could come around and put a nice little swirl in there. Come from the bottom, come around and put the swirl in there. Come from the bottom. So you have to kind of keep track of how you're doing it, what you're doing. Come from the bottom, come around. Put a swirl in there. And one more. And we have a pretty little medallion that could be in the middle of anywhere. Very proud to call that medallion mine. Have fun using your oval designs and send me pictures of what you do. I'd love to see them.